So today's weekly tea, we're talking about supplements from outside the gym. We've got Scott with us, who's our marketing director, and we're going to ask him why he uses certain supplements and what he uses them for.
Hello.
Scott, right?
It's great to be on, by the way.
Right, so why did you start using supplements? Actually, give us a bit of your background first.
So obviously I don't train anywhere near the amount a lot of tnutrition staff members train. Obviously yourself and your other members go to the gym nearly every day, 6 days a week, whatever. Nowhere near that level for myself. I don't consider myself a gym goer. I like to go every now and then. So obviously when I did start working here, it wasn't a case of, oh, I want this protein, this. It just never, it wasn't something I was massively into or passionate about anyway. Until probably a couple of weeks into working here, I started to learn about the nootropic side of things, and sort of what products. I thought stereotypically this shop was just for gym goers. I think a lot of people have that preconception, until I obviously got speaking to Dino and a few of the other lads and got really into the other side of things and seeing the different customer base that actually come in. From that, the first product I actually sort of discovered was Brainbridge. So this one, it's a nootropic. After studying it and sort of speaking to the lads, I sort of was really interested into it, and I felt at the time I was waking up, I was really tired throughout the day. I didn't feel like I had that energy boost. My diet was not amazing, but it was nowhere near bad, I'd say. You know, I just wasn't getting that kick. I felt like I wasn't alert. I just felt very sluggish, and obviously training had a bit something to do with that. I felt when I'd go to the gym and I'd do a bit of cardio or I'd go for a walk or a run or whatever, I'd instantly feel a bit better. But I wanted something that would give me that caffeine, that sort of clean caffeine. I wasn't into taking like Red Bull or energy drinks in that respect, or I wasn't into taking coffee. I don't like coffee. So I was thinking, what, maybe give this a go sort of thing. Tried it and instantly sort of fell in love with it.
So obviously a lot of your work is concentration work, isn't it?
100%,
You're in front
yeah.
of the computer quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I know you've used this going to the gym.
Yeah.
But what difference did it make to your work? Did you find your productivity went up?
I felt as soon as I sort of took it wasn't like I think the preconception of like nootropics is like that film Limitless, where you take it and instantly you're like the Prime Minister and you just start doing all mad stuff. It wasn't like that. I took it and instantly I just felt more like tunnel vision, if that makes sense. I just felt instantly I could just start working on something and wasn't distracted. I had that straight, narrow sort of approach, and it wasn't like it was like that for 10 minutes and then it stopped or an hour. It felt like it was a long period of time, a good few hours, where I could really focus and get my work done. And I felt like when I didn't have it, I just felt like I never had that boost. I was by no means it was no means like a come down or sort of like, oh my god, I need this like caffeine boost now. I felt like I could process things, but as soon as I took it, you know, I was like, wow. And, you know, it felt good. And then when I did go to the gym, I obviously take this every morning when I wake up. And I feel like that sets me in good stead for the day. So if I do decide to go to the gym, or I have some sort of, you know, maybe I'm on a film shooting and walking around and running everywhere trying to get stuff, it instantly feels better. So that's that background.
Have you, because obviously you've been using this a while now, I think
yeah.
The first supplement you got from the store, how many scoops do you use? Have you noticed a difference in using
yeah,
the two?
Well, I mostly just take one scoop. I've never felt the need to take 2 scoops. I think I've only took 2 scoops on a handful of occasions, and I obviously noticed a big boost, but I'd probably go with 2 scoops when I feel like I'm doing something physical. You know, maybe I am gonna go and train with one of the lads from the gym just for, you know, for out of sheer boredom, or maybe just want to go. I'll take 2 scoops then, but I've never seen the need to take 2 scoops. I think there's a lot of stigma around it from what I've seen. Oh, you need to take 2 scoops, but 1 scoop for me is plenty. I feel good after it, you know.
What else do you use then? Obviously the brain bridges, I've seen you sell that to customers yourself. I've seen you rave about it.
Yeah, 100%.
But what else do you actually use?
So then, going on from there, I decided to start trying the dedicated vitamin pack, which is here. So originally we started filming product reviews, and one of the product reviews we done was dedicated pack. And obviously we've done a lot of reviews from like pre-workouts to protein, and I've never really felt engaged. But when, you know, the dedicated pack came up and one of the guys was talking about it, I instantly felt intrigued and was like, hang on a minute, like, would this be something that maybe I could incorporate into my routine? And I think there's always that thing of, should you take vitamins anyway? I think you get brought up as a kid like, oh, you should take vitamin C tablets. You know, remember my mum used to give me like little tiny vitamin C tablets of a morning, and you're always thinking, should I do that? And I started studying, you know, what it does, and obviously speaking to the lads, and instantly bought it, and again sort of incorporated that into me routine of taking it of a morning and obviously of a night. And the instant sort of results were probably, I felt like I was getting so much better sleep, and you know, I'd take it an hour before bed. I think that's what it says on the back anyway, and I just began to feel more calm when I was going to bed. And I'm not a bad sleeper by any means, but it just felt like I was getting much more heavier, better, you know, healthier sleeps. So yeah.
So you're, obviously it's an AM pack and a PM pack. Are you religious with it? Are you good at taking the AM pack?
I feel like with the AM packs, it's a lot easier because I sort of program myself. Okay, get up. You know, as I'm going to get my breakfast, I'll get an AM pack, and then obviously make me brain bridge as well, so it all flows in nicely. I feel probably, being completely honest and transparent, the hardest thing that I feel is taking the PM pack. Obviously, sometimes you might come in late and you're very tired, you just want to go to bed, and I know it probably takes a minute to sort of, you know, sort it out, but even less, 30 seconds, but it is very easy to forget about the PM pack.
See, I'm terrible with all sort of supplements.
Well, I know someone takes all the pack together, like, and to be fair, to be critical, it's a lot of tablets. It's like, you know, in your first pack, I think it's 5 or 6, and in the second, it's the same. So to take them two together, that's a lot of, like, in my mind, a lot of tablets. I know some people take more, less, whatever. So to take them two together, I don't know, it just feels to me like it's sort of cancelling each other out, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know whether it does, that's just my conception of it.
There are certain vitamins that you shouldn't take together.
Yeah.
The design of the AM pack and the PM pack, specifically for those reasons. Obviously in your PM pack you got like zinc and magnesium, which is also shown it will help with your sleep, and a lot of people other benefits towards it. For me, I'm one who's terrible for taking the vitamins.
A lot of people are though,
I won't take them at all. I noticed that I did feel a lot more, I suppose, like naturally energised when I was using them. I don't know if that's like a placebo effect.
Maybe.
But with the packs themselves, it was one of the first supplements I bought when I started working here, and I'm probably still only onto my second box now.
Yeah.
The AM pack, I've always got them in my car and I still don't use them. The PM pack, I think a tip for anyone with using them would probably be to just put them by your bed.
See, I've never actually thought of that.
I think that's
which is
splitting them off.
Yeah.
They come in a box, obviously, but just split them off. Put the PM pack by your bed, because you're always going to bed. And the AM pack, maybe if someone uses a car, put them in your car, they're always there. It's a tip I need to incorporate with myself, but it's something that I've thought about doing the past few days.
Yeah.
But aside from the vitamin packs, I know you have been using a few other supplements, so what else have you got?
So I also take ashwagandha, which was a massive one for me. I feel like it was one of those where you can sort of try and do a bit of research, and I think we've got to be realistic. Not everyone is a brain box when it comes to supplements. Not everyone, you know, who comes in this shop or buys online or on Instagram, you know, not everyone knows that knowledge. By all means, I'm not one of them at all. Like, you know, we're lucky that a lot of staff members who work here are very clued up and know the research, and I was definitely not one of them. I'm just a marketing guy, you know. I know about how to cameras and stuff like that, but nowhere near supplements. And one of those, when I was researching ashwagandha, and I spoke to the guys, and it was so widely researched, and the benefits of it, and probably every time it comes in, it just flies off the shelf anyway.
Yeah.
So that was like, well, it must be, you know, very good. And that's the other one where I've took it and incorporated it with the AM and PM pack from Dedicated. So when I take an AM pack, I always take ashwagandha, and then PM pack the same. And again, really, I feel like it's sleep wise, it's helped massively. And I feel one of the biggest things of it is, I know it has things in there to sort of make you feel a bit more positive and a bit more like, you know, positive.
A lot of people are using it to like relieve stress and
I feel like that helps. So with my job, it's very stressful at times. Obviously, we're working to deadlines constantly. We have to get things out there, and as soon as I took that, I don't know again whether it was a placebo effect, but it has got it's got proof that backs this up. Is I felt instantly more positive and more less stressed and relieved, and that definitely helped towards it 100%.
See, I've used ashwagandha since I started working here, but it was, like you said, it's one of those, because everyone was talking about it, for the price you pay, I think the benefits are absolutely...
And I was surprised how cheap it is, and when going into the research about, how it boosts testosterone, your sleep, it's really widely regarded as this like great product. The price of it is fantastic. Brainbridge and Dedicated are great products, but obviously they do come at a price point as well, where I think maybe people would question it and go, well, does it actually do anything? But I think with ashwagandha, it's like, it's so cheap, it's a bit like, I feel like ashwagandha could be, the price of that could be double the price, and people would still pay for it, because it's such a great product. And that's with that combination of Brainbridge, Dedicated pack and ashwagandha, I feel like I was a new person. And then it feels, it's like my routine now every time to sort of to take them, and it feels great. When I might have I've run out of Dedicated and I'm on my last few scoops of Brainbridge, and when that happens, I do feel a bit like deflated, like I can't, it's like I can't function, and I feel like the old me, if that makes sense. And by any means, I'm not the type of person where if it didn't feel anything, I'd completely say it and just tell the truth and be like, I felt nothing. But the minute I take them, considerably over time, I feel a lot better.
See, I've seen you use a few products, and it's always been, you've always, every time a customer comes in, you know when you've liked the product, because you're instantly in there telling them straight about it.
So many people have came in and been like, and it's not the gym goer. Well, what is the gym goer? But it's, I've seen students come in here and be like, I want something that's going to help me, really focus with my studies, and straight away I've been like, Brainbridge, like, this is how I've done it, this is what's happened with me. And every person who recommended it to has always sort of DM'd on Instagram or came back and was like, it's amazing, like, it is a great product. And I feel like it's not that preconception of selling it to people like, oh, you're going to get a first in your degree if you take this, because it's like unbelievable, it's you're going to be a billionaire. It's just that focus and that clarity, what you get.
See, I've used Brainbridge for uni studies myself, and I noticed when I wasn't taking it, like you said before, you feel deflated when you haven't got it. And the motivation, just having it, again, it could be a placebo effect, 100%. But I do feel a lot more, like you said, tunnel vision when you've taken Brainbridge and you're zoned in, and you kind of, the concentration, things are going on in the background that you kind of ignore when you're taking it. But I'm someone who, my sleep's never been great, so ashwagandha is something that I've used pre-bed, and I've noticed my sleep's improved massively.
See, it says on Brainbridge that you shouldn't take it, I think it was 6 hours before bedtime, but like I have took that like within that time frame, and probably about 6 hours before bed, when maybe I've got a sort of evening session of work to do, and I've just thought, I need to take this, I'm so tired, and I feel like I get that kick, and then I can still go to sleep, if that makes sense.
See, I used to do this. I used to be someone who I train late at night, so I've always took stimulants later at night, and I never had thought much of it. I used to be able to sleep, like you said, but it was only a few months ago that I realised that it's not just because you might fall asleep, but it's the type of sleep you're getting when you are. I was never in a deep sleep. Didn't notice it. I started tracking my sleep, and that's where the ashwagandha then came into play, because I noticed. So I backed off the stimulants, put the ashwagandha in, my sleep became deeper, and I've noticed I'm a lot more productive in the day. With obviously the stimulants like your Brainbridge saying don't have 6 hours before you go to sleep. The reason being is that it's a type of sleep that you are going to get. But sometimes you can't help it. You do need to have something late at night if you're working late, or you need to get in the gym. But yeah, the ashwagandha, I found that sometimes if you've took a pre later at night, taking the ashwagandha can help
combat that.
Kind of combat that.
See, I think what we have this conception is, though, is like you don't actually realise the wide variety of audience that come in this shop or buy online, where we have elderly people coming in for certain things. I've seen so many people take ashwagandha, from the mum who just sort of wants a bit more, a better sleep, or you've got the elderly person taking it for one of the many reasons that it comes with. And I feel like that's a big misconception about this shop where it's like, oh, it's just that, 21-year-old,
People
wants to
think-
go to the gym.
Well, people think that we plug all sorts of products that don't work and don't help, but I've had a few customers this week alone where I had an old woman come in, an older woman, she was probably past the 60s, and she wanted something that was going to help with productivity because she was still working quite hard. And she'd been using Hides. The Hide cans, 350 milligrams of caffeine, and we looked at what she was taking and we discussed, and she wanted to actually then buy a pre, and I thought I didn't really feel comfortable pushing many of the pre's onto her. But I gave her a sample of Brainbridge that we had open, and I only gave her half. She loved it, and she said she felt amazing. She came in the next day, bought a tub. The same again, yesterday someone came in, their sleep's been really bad, and they've used some heavy things to help their sleep. So why don't you try ashwagandha? I got a message from her last night, and that their sleep was much better. Again, could be placebo. But you do find that people seem to think that we are just pushing any product onto anyone. It's not. They are catered to certain people. So especially products like ashwagandha. I do think there's benefits to anyone to take ashwagandha. I don't think anyone's life's perfect.
After probably ashwagandha's the product where I've researched the most, and after looking at what everyone's saying, I do agree with you 100%.
There's another product I know you've been using a lot of recently. The CBD gels.
The CBD gels. I forgot about them. Yeah. The CBD gels. So our start of taking this, so obviously this is the latest product I've been trialling and seeing the results. It was only recently, probably about a month ago, I had a really one of those days where it's like work after deadline, after phone call, after email, and it built up so much. I had so much on all day, just a day from hell really. And I remember seeing the CBD, I think it was when we first started to stock them, and I was like, seeing the research of it, and I was thinking, obviously I think there's a lot of stigma around it. Does it work? What does it do? Does it not? Yada yada yada. Some people are like, oh, I cured this, it done that, and it's like you just don't know. And I thought, well, I sort of asked one of the guys who's very into the research background, and he said, you might as well just sort of try it and see what it does. It's shown to sort of help with anxiety and with sort of stress that way. And obviously I've seen a few customers come in and talk about that side of things. So I took it just before going to bed. So, sorry, tell a lie, I took it just before sort of the work mode I had when I got in. So I took it and instantly just felt, it was one of those where it was like, just like, bang. I felt so like I could just do what I wanted to do. I didn't feel like this constant like thing, and I realised I had such a good sleep, and more so woke up feeling great. I feel like with the PM pack and the ashwagandha, you do get a good sleep, but I just felt so different waking up when I took a CBD gel. And I tried it again and again, and it was constantly just like this nice sort of. I'd never take it, say if I feel like it just contradicts like so much if you take a Brainbridge then a CBD gel. I just feel like there's that thing like, hang on a minute, I feel like one's for like the recovery, sort of chilling outside of things, and one's to just sort of get you ramped up for the day. So I always take it. I've started taking the CBD gels just before I'll take my PM pack, and I'm trialing that at the minute to see what it is. I'm obviously cautious, trying to see, well, don't overcomplicate it, and I'm trying to keep it nice and simple. And I feel like with the CBD gels it's not a major thing. I sort of go to that CBD if I've had a really bad day, or I know I've got loads on my mind about work, about whatever. I'm one of those where I'm constantly thinking about the next day, what I've got to do, things I've got to get done. And if I know I'm going to be in for a shocking sort of night's sleep, I will take it and just chill out and wind down that way. And to be honest, I feel like the flavour's really nice as well. And I do after the gym, or sometimes I do boxing or football, try and over a weekend maybe get a bit of activity done. As soon as I've finished one of those, I'll tend to take one, and I feel really good after that. Sometimes after going to boxing or football, I feel really tired, and not a good tired, like a sort of, that sort of sense of tired where you just feel horrible. I've took that and just felt really chilled out and relaxed. So, it's coming. I think it's good because when I first started the year, I was on no things whatsoever. I didn't realise probably how bad I actually felt until I took these products and felt instantly better, not instantly, but over time. So I can't recommend them enough, really.
Is there anything else that you've thought about you wanting to delve into? Like, obviously you've always you've trained on Brainbridge, so would you use anything else, or are you happy?
I'm probably in the new year. I say in the new year as a New Year's resolution, maybe if I do step me training up, I probably will look at more of a pre-workout, and because I know a lot of people take Brainbridge as a pre-workout and say they've got a great pump or they feel great after it, and the few occasions I've took it I've always felt good, felt energetic. But I probably will experiment with a pre-workout and maybe see from that respect, and go from there. I don't have this like religious sort of thing with products where it's like, oh, when this comes out I'm trying this. I just sort of dabble and see if it works and see what feeling like. I think it's very easy to sort of fall into the trap of like, right, okay, I'll buy this and just hope that they all work. I just sort of like to trial and error, really. And I think it's important to come from the perspective of a different type of person. I know a lot of people who follow tnutrition are not stereotypical gym goers. They are just like students, or I know a lot of people I've been down here and seen a lot of people who've came in and been like, I want something at my desk, I do an office type job, I don't go to the gym, I want something to give me that boost. And I feel like there's so many different products here that go unnoticed because it does get crowded out by I'm just going to get a pre-workout that's going to blow me head off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's that. But all in all, I feel like a different person, really. And I know a lot of people who have had that. I feel like that combination of Brainbridge and Dedicated is quite common. I've seen it a few times now, sort of people using that just to get that bit of a health kick,
With the Dedicated pack, obviously we stock a few vitamin packs. So that's probably catered for not just everyday people, not just athletes, or
of course
it's obviously for the everyday people as well. You can't really go wrong. I mean, everyone knows the benefits of a vitamin, minerals, and a lot of people's diets aren't on point, so they're lacking in certain minerals. It's always nice to just make sure you are getting them in. With another thing on the Brainbridge, flavour wise, 3 different flavours, which one would you advise?
I did go at first for the lemon one, and at first I was like, I don't like this at all. Grown to actually really like it, and then all the lads were like, no, you need to try rainbow sherbets. So I went to that, and that's so nice, like complete step up. So I would recommend rainbow sherbets. As for the CBD oils, I think we have 2 flavours maybe. Or we did originally. Did we stock 2, or am I just absolutely?
I think you're making that up, mate.
Are we? Have we only? Because
it's just fruit burst.
Was it just a fruit burst? Perfect. Then fruit burst is the best one anyway. So that's what I want. And the Dedicated pack's obviously unflavoured anyway. It's just vitamins and stuff. So yeah, that's it. Perfect.
Are we done?
Oh, I think so. Thanks for having me. I want to go back upstairs now and edit. See you in a bit.